What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. Pray you guys have had an awesome, smooth day in the Lord. And I just want to get on here for a moment and just encourage you, lift up your spirits, and share a word I had for you guys. A word that the Lord has given me. Right now, I don't know how to explain this, but I feel this turning point, just something shifting, something changing, something's moving. It's just really a lot to explain. I can't really put it in words, but there's definitely something happening in the realms of spirit, and it's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. But all I know is I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna obey the word of the Lord and rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. Take one stride at a time. You know, I think the biggest problem is we try to figure out too much of what our purpose is, and our purpose really is like right in front of us. We're trying to find it in all these other things out here, and we're trying to discover ourselves out there, but we'll never find ourselves out there. Like, it don't matter how much we do to perform to think we make God like us more, but it's not really attracting Him more. The way we know God, the way we know ourselves is to get to know God, and the way you get to know God is through intimacy, and it's through prayer and meditation and studying the Word. But we as in humanity, mankind, Christians, we're just too stuck in this box thinking like we gotta do it a certain way, or if we don't, it's like in this organized Christianity box, like everything's gotta be a certain detailed order. And I get, order is important. I really do. I believe order is it's really important. I don't know any other word to use for it, but it is. It's important. And structure is important. Discipline. Man, discipline. That's one of the things God's been dealing with me the most on right now. Discipline and stewardship, and just, it almost sounds contrary to what I believe, because it's like you almost kind of have to go against the grain, but you're still flowing with the Spirit, because wisdom will show you discipline. If you listen to wisdom and you lean not to your understanding, and you take counsel to apply that in your life, it takes structured discipline. And it's not always easy. It's not always an easy thing to do. And although, yes, like I said before, we take things in strides. We don't try to take on more than we can chew, if that makes sense. Don't try to take on too many tasks at one time. If do what you know you can do, and then once you master that and you get really good at that, then okay, maybe add something else to it, and then maybe add something else to it. But don't try to overwork yourself. Don't try to overload yourself with all this stuff to do, thinking that's gonna solve your problems. I was praying today, and I was in meditation, and I was just talking to the Lord wasn't really talking. I was just, yielded to the Spirit. And the only thing I remember him saying, it was like, this is not a mathematical equation. This is not something you can solve. And he's like, this is relational. This is only something that can be birthed through relationship. And man, it really it kind of bothered me a little bit, but then it kind of set me free too, because I was like, wow, like that's all I have to do, because I'm thinking about, like, okay, like I'm so structured minded, like discipline, like I know things have to be in certain order, but God's like just let that go for a second, just let me speak into you, just yield to me, and so I can speak into you. And that takes discipline too. It's like another way of discipline. It's like completely opposite than what I have been trained to do, to think and do. And I'm like, okay, this is different. This is different. And that's what's gonna happen in life. Sometimes and not just through that scenario, but other things in life, you'll find that God will give you an opportunity with something, and I'm going to try to tie all this together so it makes sense. But God will give you an opportunity in life that just looks different. It's like, this is different. I don't know if I like it, but I don't know if I don't like it. But you know what? I'm going to try it. And that's stepping out in faith. That's stepping out in faith, because you're trusting the unknown. You're trusting something that you're not familiar with. And you're comfortable with what you've known, but if you stick only with what you have known up to now, and you never challenge yourself, or you never get challenged, I should say, you never receive a challenge, like you never, like, okay, well, maybe question that thought or that theory that you might have that keeps you where you're at. It says, well, I can only go this far because I believe this. This is the way I believe. These are the parameters that I believe in. Okay? Question that. It's okay to question your beliefs. Like, it's okay to step outside of, okay, well, because on the other side of that was, like, humility. It's like, okay, well, maybe I was wrong. So then you got to, because that takes growth. It takes maturity. It takes learning, that you keep growing and you don't stay in the same place that you've always been stayed. Because the result of that is staying in the same spot forever, or not forever, but staying in the same place too long could lead to depression and anxiety. Because you know in your heart that what God has for you is bigger than what you're experiencing. But yet you're gonna limit yourself to your own experience. And the reality is, none of us ever live past our experience. What we choose to experience, and yes, I say choose because it is a choice. We choose, we let it happen to us. God's never going to force His presence upon you. You got to be yielded to it. You got to be surrendered, and you got to want it. But what we let happen to us becomes our reality. That becomes our reality. That becomes our twofold reality. It becomes, not only is it true in us, not only is it true in here, but it will be our reality to where we walk it out as well. Because there's many things that are already true in here, they're already true in your heart, they're already true in your spirit, but you've never seen it materialize in the physical manifestation. Now, just because you haven't seen it don't mean it's not true. You've experienced one dimension of it, but you need to get on the other side of it. But if you only leave it here, and it only stays here, then you're never really going to walk in the true calling God called you to walk in. Because your belief has become God, not instead of your belief in God. What you believe has become your God. So You have to let your beliefs be challenged. And I know that's very uncomfortable as Christians and or Baptist, whatever you believe, whatever denomination you are. And this has nothing to do with denominations. I have nothing to discriminate them. Like I believe all denominations are good people. You know, all denominations of Christians are good people. They have good intentions. They have a good heart. I should say. They mean well. They mean well. But we want to do more than mean well. Good intentions left to themselves it's still coming short. It's still coming short of the glory. And we don't want to come short of the glory. We want to experience the glory. We want to experience the fullness of His glory and the fullness of His presence. I know I do. I know that's how I feel in my journey in my life right now. I'm like, Lord, I just want to experience the fullness of You. I want to experience the fullness of Your presence and not let my emotional fears of experiencing the unknown be my reality. Because the unknown can be scary sometimes because you don't know. You just don't know. You don't know what's beyond that belief until you challenge it. It's like a muscle, you know. I believe a belief is like a muscle. It's like you work it out, and then, you know, it experiences a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. But there's glory on the other side of that. There's glory. What happens? You go back and you feed it, and you feed that, nourish it. You feed that muscle, and it grows. Same way with your faith. You know, when your faith is challenged, and your faith, you may be going through something right now, and it's really tough. And you've dealt with things recently, and it's really, really hard. And your faith is being challenged. I want to tell you something, friend. That is a good thing. That's a good thing your faith is being challenged. It means it's working. It means it's working. God is working. God is working in your life. If it wasn't being challenged, if your faith was not being challenged, I would be concerned. Because that means you're not growing. Your faith, your belief, it has to be challenged. It needs to be challenged for you to grow. And I know it's a tough pill to swallow. We don't like to hear that. And growth isn't always comfortable. When you go through the fire and you go through adversity, you know, you go through all this turmoil, you say, well, was God putting all that on me? No, He's not putting all that on you. He says, in this world you shall have tribulation. But you know what the remedy for that is? Be of good cheer, because He has overcome the world. Be of good cheer. Don't sweat small stuff. Okay? Things are going to happen. Life's going to happen. You know, challenges are going to come up. But don't sweat it. Be of good cheer. For I have overcome the world, the Lord says. For I, the Lord our God, have overcome the world. You don't need to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry for itself. 1 ounce of worry will not add to the problem. Well, it'll add to the problem. It will not add to the solution. But that's all I have for you today. I hope this video has encouraged you and blessed you. If it has, please make sure you drop a comment below. I notice sometimes you guys I'll see views, but I don't see any comments. And I'm like, who watched it? Like, I don't even know who watched it. But remember to like, comment, subscribe, etc., all that stuff. And until next time, I love you guys. Stay safe. See you on the next video.